Welcome to Tail Talk Grooming Chronicles with Hound Therapy, the podcast where we talk all things pet grooming, daycare, academy, and more. Hosted by Shannon and Tanya of Hound Therapy, serving pet owners across North Texas. We're here to share expert tips, hilarious pet stories, and the inside scoop on keeping your furry friends happy and healthy. Our motto, humanity over vanity. And don't worry, we don't bite. Let's get started. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Ever wonder why grooming looks easy when you watch it, but it feels totally different when you try it? Today, we're breaking down the real gap between watching and learning. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Sophia Yvette, the co-host and producer, back in the studio with Shannon and Tanya, professional groomers at Hound Therapy. Hi, ladies. Great to be back with you today. How are you both doing?
We're great. How are you today?
I am also doing great. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into this one. So, what is the real difference between watching grooming and actually learning grooming?
So we run an academy here that's hands-on. And I'm just going to start by saying just because you watched it doesn't mean that you can do it. I feel like we should have on our grooming tagline that you've watched those TV shows where they say, "Hey, these are done by professional stuntmen."
Don't try this at home.
I feel like that pertains to grooming as well.
Yes.
So I'm gonna just because you've seen it somewhere, please don't try to do it yourself at home. There is a huge, huge difference of hands-on learning. It takes, our school, our academy here is a full year long, and that is for just the basics. And a lot of that, I would say the majority of that is how to hold your dog properly, how to feel comfortable with your equipment, how to feel comfortable with your dog, how to read dog language. Um, all of these things we had a client today literally just left our shop and said that she's been brushing her dog 3 days a week. And it is I wish I'm going to have to start bringing pictures. It is a solid mess of mats. I just can't even describe. And the dog bites. There's no way that she is brushing. And she's like, yeah, I've been watching it. And the first thing I hear is, well, we watched this video. So don't watch the video, or you can maybe to get a better understanding of what we do.
Don't try it immediately.
But let me explain that these videos that you're seeing, this I've watched it online. That is their job. Their job is to show you what it would be like to groom the most beautiful long-haired dog that loves grooming, that's super calm and mellow, and then they're gonna show you at their leisure over an 8-hour period after cutting out and editing what it was like in 30 seconds to scissor that dog's foot and
And they made
bite.
it look so easy.
Yeah, it's unrealistic.
It
So
gives you false confidence.
For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, the difference between watching and learning is that learning is actually committing something to memory and learning how it works. Learning how your equipment works, learning
Yeah.
how a dog reacts to equipment and different people. Learning is learning, physical learning. If you watch somebody calculate a math problem on I watch it all the time. My husband's an electrician
Oh,
and
that's easy. I could do math.
I watch him do electrical stuff all the time. Trust me, you do not want me doing any kind of electrical work at all on your house.
You don't want me doing math. Promise.
A question for you both. When students first transition from watching to that hands on work, what surprises them the most?
Oh, how difficult it is.
Yeah.
I would say um, the very number one thing that I see in and it's the same for all people is you can just almost see it. It's not even what they say. It's the see after a full day here of just bathing and brushing and me saying, okay, now try to brush out this leg right here while I stand here. And I'm doing most of the work. By the end of the day, they look utterly baffled and exhausted. Just, I
Or
can't.
utterly amazed.
Yeah,
They're
they're
just,
just like, "Oh gosh," like,
"Huh."
this is a lot. Like, it is a lot, and that is just
Mhm.
for a bath and a brush, and I talk very quickly, so while I'm talking to them, I'm trying to explain, what shampoo we're using, why we're holding the way we're holding, why we don't pick up the dog the way that you were trying to pick up the dog, why we use this dryer on 2, why we use it on 1 for the head, how we clean out the ears, why we held the dog this way for the nails and that way for the pads. I mean, this is literally day 1, and I just get this blank silence of stare, and it's a lot. It is a lot to do. Watching me do it, and even after they've mastered it somewhat after, say,
Yeah.
month 2, week 6, they'll say, "I can't do it," and I can look over and see they're struggling. I can walk over or say from, the next table over, say, "Hey, look, if you'll move your dog the other direction and hold it like this," and I can show them with the dog that I'm holding, and they just go, "Oh, oh yeah, that makes sense." So it it makes sense when somebody points out when you've done something wrong, where the video is just showing you on this dog that
It's more of
loves
a
to
how
be
it's more
girls.
of a how-to versus a why you do it this way.
It's and I like to use this analogy, if somebody came to you and said, "Hey, I watched how to cut your hair online, so we should be good." I mean, are you gonna sit down and let me cut your hair? The answer should be no.
"Don't touch my hair."
But that is what we're doing. That is what we're doing, right? Like, I mean, I'm not cutting hair on a mannequin. We're cutting on hair on live dogs. And
Mhm.
it's I don't it just it baffles me. I get that you can learn a lot of things by watching videos and online, the names of brushes, how they're used, techniques. And in theory, it's amazing until you have, you know, right in front of you. In theory, I am a great sailor and I tie great knots. In theory, I'm a great psychiatrist. I have a lot of problems. In theory, I could probably, fix my engine. I've watched my husband do it tons of times. It doesn't
Oh,
seem that hard.
YouTube videos.
Yeah. So in theory, I'm a lot of things, but I know a lot about them, so I can point them out and I can help him to better assist him in what he's doing because he's actually done it before.
Now, I do have a final question for you, Shannon. How do you help students to stay confident when the hands on part feels overwhelming? It sounds like that's the case more times than not.
100%. I try positivity, good creative construction. The criticism that we give here is everybody does this. Like, it's not just you. I promise it's gonna just click. Those I say those words to everybody
Every
every
day.
day.
Every day.
And it does. It
Yes.
just clicks. This is a repetitive type of a commitment and a job. Learning the one thing that I want to see from somebody is, are they gonna get overwhelmed with hair? Are you gonna get overwhelmed with the disgusting parts of this job, right? Are you grossed out by a little bit of blood or flea poop or, anal glands? Are you gonna if you can handle the grossness of our job and you can handle, some pressure and a multitasking, high-paced volume, those are the things that I'm gonna look for. And because 'cause we're gonna throw a lot at them, and they're gonna feel lost. I know I did, and I know every student that comes in here they really feel, down on themselves already because they're like,
Yeah.
they're judging themselves on somebody else that's been here
Or
2 weeks.
based on somebody else that's been here a lot longer than they have.
3 weeks, 5 months, and they're either older or they've got corporate experience or some's younger or some are just like, "Well, I've worked at this," and they feel defeated. So I have to continuously remind them that this is this is something that you have to learn by doing. This is not something that you can learn by watching. You can watch me, you can stand here for a year and watch me do this job, and until you've actually physically felt scissors in your hand, what it feels like to cut through a mat versus cutting through a dematted dog, what it feels like to hold a dog and, when's too tight, when's not tight enough,
Mhm.
how to understand that dog's behavior. And the only way to do that is to do it repetitively with a number of different types of dogs. And every new step that I give them, it's 3 steps back. They will forget the easiest. They can bathe, blow dry, in a quick, timely manner. They understand flow. Now they've got nails and pads. And, this is after 3 months. And now I'm saying, okay, now I'm going to need you to cut this whole dog down with a clipper, but it's in real time, right? Now you're going to be judged with it being done in real time. And it's like, oh no, you know, I, I'm not
You can see
sure.
the panic on
And
their
then
faces.
they forget everything that they've
Yeah.
learned. So it will come to you, but it's repetitive. It's putting the time, the work, and the effort in, and we are very passionate about it.
Well, Shannon and Tanya, thank you so much for breaking that down so clearly for all of us. We appreciate your insights and we'll see everyone next time.
That's a wrap for this episode of Tail Talk with Hound Therapy. Ready to book your pet's next groom, daycare stay, or grooming academy tour? Call us at 469-367-0009. That's 469-367-0009 to schedule an appointment. Or visit us online at www.houndtherapy.com. Serving North Texas with expert pet care. Until next time, keep those tails wagging.